Welcome to Knockhill Racing Circuit, and we have here the SMRC June Race Day, and this is a Scottish Legends Cars Championship Heat number 1. As you can see, a slightly smaller grid than normal. I would imagine summer holidays and various other things playing a part in that, but we have all the big hitters in here. This will be fast, it will be frantic, furious Legends racing as they come up towards the red lights on the bridge. John Critchlow and Kieran Gallagher at the front row of the grid, with Mark French and John Patterson. Row 2, we're already racing as we go on board with David Hunter here down towards Duffus Dip. The cars all fan out. Hunter just trying to pick himself a bit of a position here. David Newell, Rally Dave, makes a good move through the middle there, but it's Duncan Vincent as well just ahead of him. John Critchlow, Kieran Gallagher. Oh, it's all getting very close here. We're on board with Kieran Gallagher, and that was David Newell who went up there instead of Vincent. Made a great manoeuvre there and managed to get that, but John Patterson at the front in number 3. The Tan's Tanning car accelerates up the back straight towards Clark Corners. We go back on board with Hunter there, and the cars all make their way through Clark Corner and head towards the hairpin. We've got car 32 James Hall Morton in here as well. He's guesting this weekend, and a very fast man is once again back on board with Gallagher. That's back at Vincent and Miguel. Miguel's trying to go up the inside of Vincent. Vincent's trying to go up the inside of Gallagher. Go on board, a little bit of opposite lock in the exit. That's going to hurt his speed up the main straight. Vincent will know that. He'll be looking in the mirrors for Miguel to come past as they make their way up the main straight. There goes Miguel. He fires to the inside with help from David Hunter as they go over the crest off the hill and towards Duffus Dip. First car we'll see is number 3, and does Hunter and Miguel both past Vincent there. Vincent fighting out with Hunter in the background as they come down. And yes, David Hunter has to think better of us. Kieran Gallagher runs wide at the exit of McIntyre's turn 3, and he's on the gravel all the way down. That's a great shame for him there. Rejoins as they come up towards the chicane, but Kieran just caught out a little bit there on the way in towards the corner, unfortunately. As once again, moving onboard camera on the number 7 car there. Burnett Motorsports Duncan Vincent heads towards the hairpin, grabbing a few gears out of Clark Corner. But look at the lead that John Patterson has now built up as David Newell. Rally Dave has a great fight here with John Critchlow as they come through the hairpin, and then behind them it's Miguel, Vincent, Hunter and Morton as well on the back of that, I think, from what I saw. Yes, it is. Up the main straight, those 4 car comes. Hunter pulls out and passes Vincent in a straight line this time. Just drags alongside and pulls past, side by side into Duffus Dip. Vincent will try and fight it off, but he really can't. Can he get a cut back through the apex? Well, he was thinking about it there, but no, he's not going to manage that going through the left-hander. No. Hunter holds that position in and through turn 3 as they head towards the twisty part of Knockhill, Butchers and the chicane. As we see at the front, an oil flag getting displayed there. I think that's just because somebody has removed the floppy bollard. The oil flag then gets moved, or the debris flag. As through Clark Corner comes number 3, then number 60, and chased hard by 86. That's Patterson, Newell and Critchlow as they come through and head towards the hairpin. A big lead for John Patterson at the front now. But can anybody else catch up from that mid-pack? Vincent still having a go at the back of David Hunter. He'd be better trying to work with David Hunter than taking lumps at the back of him. He's got a good drive through the hairpin though. Can he get a slipstream up the main straight? Miguel pulls out from the back of 86, John Critchlow, and pulls up alongside him. Stephen looks like he'll have that one done before they get to Duffus Dip, as John Patterson dances the legend over the crest of Duffus there, making it look oh so good. Look at that, that was inch perfect for that apex there. Everybody else kind of fires through the corner and gets some sort of apex, but Patterson, having a clear vision in front of him, can just clip that red sausage curb and made that look so good. As the floppy bollard on the track there, somebody again has removed that, so the marshal's very busy at the chicane. As Newell a little bit wide going through Clark's here. David Newell, Rally Dave missed his apex. And any more of that, and you only need to make one tiny little error in this racing, and before you know it, the guys behind are all over you. As we go into the hairpin, up the inside goes Hunter on Critchlow. Vincent's trying to follow through as they go through the apex of the corner. Just enough of a gap there, and Hunter and Vincent both sneak past John Critchlow. John will pop in the back off the number 7 car for the slipstream. There he goes. And Morton tries to get the pit wall draft as they come up over the crest of the hill. Gallagher and also Michael Paxton in this one in car number 5 just now. But again, Vincent all over the back of car number 6, David Hunter. Great showing from David Hunter. This good racing between these two. We could call them veterans of Scottish Legends cars. They're still kind of young, but they've been at it a long time, and David Hunter the reigning champion for this year, not having the greatest of seasons. He's had a DNF which has cost him down at Anglesey in the points race. So Hunter just out for good points finishes and race wins towards the end of this season. As the cars all come through Clark Corner once again, we pick up with Newell and McGill. Critchlow, it's Hunter, sorry, then Vincent. Ahead of Critchlow and Morton in towards the hairpin. Great showing this from John Critchlow in car number 86. Man from the Scottish Legends Cars garage up there, along with Mark French. He'll be happy with this one. This will give him a big boost in confidence as he goes up the main straight. He's got a very young, fast man behind him now, and that's James Hall Morton. Comes from a good Legends racing family. And is Stephen McGill starting to claw back the number 60 car of Rally Dave? I believe he is, to tell you the truth, as he come through there and down towards Butchers. And has David Hunter and Duncan Vincent, has Vincent finally seen the light and will try and work with Hunter rather than try and attack him around every part of the circuit? And they could maybe draw back up. One thing they're going to have to do is have a rethink in race 2, because John Patterson has disappeared at the front of this one. He looks in a different league from everybody else here, driving extremely well this weekend as they all come in towards the hairpin. But as I said earlier on, one silly mistake and that can cost you so much as Vincent homes in on the brakes here. He gets the number 7 car through the hairpin pretty well. Now can he pick a toe up on the main straight and draft up towards the back of that number 6 Cresta racing car? The Burnett Motorsport car chasing the Cresta car up the hill just now as they go in towards Duffus once again. John Patterson, he doesn't even look like he's trying right now. That little car looks on rails as he comes through the top of Duffus Dip. Everybody else hanging out a little bit loose there, shall we say, and coming through, taking big chunks of sausage curb as well as they make their way down through Butchers and over the chicane up the back straight. A little bit more curb getting used, but people now get a bit keen going through there as we look towards our smart timing screen. I can tell you right now, the fastest lap of the race was John Patterson. He'd done that on the second lap of the race. He did a 58.736. 58.736 did Patterson do. Is into the hairpin. McGill looking up the inside of Newell, but Newell very, very late and strong on the brakes. He always has been good on the brakes through the hairpin rally, Dave. He holds off Stephen McGill, but that is allowing the 6 and the 7 car to slowly claw back. Vincent losing a little bit out on the main straight up the hill there, but David Hunter definitely coming up towards the back of Stephen McGill, and McGill will see that in his mirrors, and he'll know he needs to do something about Rally Dave ahead of him as they all stream through the first 1, 2, 3 corners here. A little bit wide again from the apex from the 60 and the 6 and the 7. So yeah, things starting to heat up now, tyres starting to possibly be past their best. And McGill goes through. McGill makes a little mistake at the top of the chicane, and he's going to lose a place to Hunter and to Vincent, and that sees him fall off the podium. And that was so late in the race. This is the last lap, and Stephen McGill did not want that to happen. Just a little bit too keen over the crest of the hill at the chicane. And once you're in the gravel, it seems to take a day and an age to get back onto the track. As we see car number 3 coming through the hairpin. And that will be that. Up towards the checker flag goes Wee Pat. John Patterson wins heat number 1 here, and he's chased home by Rally Dave in number 60, David Newell. David Hunter third. Vincent gets fourth. It's luckless McGill slips down to 5th, just off the podium, and he's chased by Morton, Critchlow, Gallagher, Paxton and French, running out the top 10.
But John Patterson, another race win, and I think the word that Doc used was absolutely dominant in that one.
Yeah, it makes it all the easier if you get away at the front and you can break the toe. Thankfully I managed to do that. I pretty much put the hammer down straight off the line, and my first couple of laps would have been probably my best laps to try and get away. It all worked out to plan. Different story in the next race. We know the quick guys are on in front of me, so I need to try and pick my way through them. So it was good to get that in the bag.
And it was just an absolute masterclass from yourself, because right from the get-go you were just off like a scalded cat.
Yeah, I just, again at the first corner first, I just hung out around the outside. It was a wee bit risky, but I knew if I could get a wee break, then there was a chance. By the time the quicker guys got down to the hairpin and picked off some people, I would hopefully have enough of a lead to break the toe, because the toe here is huge. When they're in the toe, you can't get rid of them.
Excellent. Well, cracking start to the weekend. Here's hoping for some more. John Patterson then in first place. We'll go up to our man in second place, David Newell, and all hell was breaking off behind John Patterson there. Talk us through it.
Absolutely. To be honest, this seems to be a bit of a story of my life, this second place. I'm going to need to sort this out, but no, fair play to John. He got away and managed to control the lead perfectly. We've tried to hang on to him. I was into a bit of battle on lap 2 with, I think it was Critchlow, so I had to give you a battle with him. He got back by me. So anyway, once I got clear of him, tried to keep up with John, and then McGill was obviously right behind me. So try to keep an eye on him. Plus try to chase down wee Pat, so ended up with second. So anyway, looking forward to the next one.
Now the race just absolutely flew by for us. When you're dicing about throughout the field, does it go just as fast for you guys behind the wheel?
Absolutely, it's over in the blink of an eye. When you're out in the lead, it's a nightmare because you're thinking when's this race going to end. But when you're chasing, you're hoping that you're not going to run out of laps. So just kept on chasing. But to be honest, John had the pace there, so I just have to settle for the second.
Well done, David Newell, second place there, and we'll go up and catch a word with Davy Hunter, who was in third place. David, returning champion from 2018, third place in the first race today. That was manic.
That was a good race. I mean, it's only 10 cars, which is kind of low for us, but started 10th, coming back, well, 9th coming for the back, and got a third, so I'm quite happy. That's a good start. Cars are going well, so just hopefully improve on the next one.
Talk us through that race, because it could have been anybody in that top 5 taking the win today.
I mean, first lap, even first corner, Dave Newell got a crack at the start. He was through about 3 or 4 rows and near the front, and then I managed to catch up with Stephen and Duncan and had a good fight with Duncan for a couple of laps, and as Stephen got away, he was fighting with Dave Newell, and with them fighting it allowed me to get onto the back of them, and then McGill kind of had a mishap at the top of the chicane and allowed me to come through for third, so it was good.
Excellent. Well, more of the same this weekend then for yourself, but guys,
You join us here at Knockhill for heat number 2 of the Scottish Legends Cars Championship, and if heat number 1 was anything to go by, heat number 2 is going to be just as good. John Patterson, I'm not going to call him the runaway winner in heat number 1, but he certainly was on form. Front row of the grid though, oh, this will be good. We've got Rally Dave and David Hunter. It's a Dave lockout on the front row of the grid. Paxton and McGill, Patterson and Vincent, Gallagher, French, Morton and Critchlow at the back with Gallagher in there as well. And away we go, we're already racing and we're on board with David Hunter. He gets a tiny tap from Stephen McGill there. That was ever so dainty from Stephen McGill in the Central Scotland Car Sales. Number 15 legend there. Beautiful bit of driving, and they all make their way down through turn 3 and they're all together on track on board with Duncan. Vincent looking at the back of Stephen McGill as we go over the chicane. Left, right curbs, through we go and up the back straight. Good exit from them all there. John Patterson is right behind Duncan Vincent just now as we then come through Clark Corner, and this is very, very well behaved driving just now for these legends as they head towards the hairpin. Back again, McGill just towing away from Vincent. They're just pulling away a little bit, just enough to annoy the driver in the 7 car. John Patterson's bound to appear on the inside. Vincent tries to go down the outside. That's a keen, brave manoeuvre. He'll lose a little bit mid-corner. McGill's there, and where is Patterson? He tries to get a run through the corner, but it's not to be. Now he's lost a little bit of momentum up the hill, and he will come under attack from a number 3 car any minute now on your left or right. There he goes through on the right. John Patterson on the brakes for Duffy Step, and when it's going your way, it really is going your way. Patterson driving extremely well, and a floppy baller comes straight back into the face of Vincent there. Somebody removed that from the left-hander. Kieran Gallagher, Morton, we have got Paxton, Critchlow just coming round McIntyre as well. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ahead at the front, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 just behind them. Patterson looks at McGill going into Clark. Just a good manoeuvre. This could help Vincent as well if McGill loses a little bit through the corner. He does. McGill's a little bit lame on the exit. Can Vincent get into that slipstream and pull himself along towards the hairpin? But nope, just again McGill just drives away, and now Patterson's ahead of Stephen. Has he got enough to try and catch up with these guys at the front as Vincent again tries to go around the outside? He's a little bit keen with that today, but he's going to try something as they come up the main straight. It's still Rally Dave, leads from David Hunter, from John Patterson, Stephen McGill, Duncan Vincent, with James Hall Morton, Michael Paxton, as we look back to the number 5 car of Michael Paxton, from Kieran Gallagher. Whoa, what a manoeuvre from Paxton! Don't know if Kieran maybe braked a little bit early there, but that was a huge manoeuvre. And John Critchlow now comes up the inside, and Gallagher still getting himself together after that dive bomb from Paxton. Loses another place to John Critchlow as they go in towards McIntyre's. Is that floppy? Yes, it is. Another floppy removed there from the 15 car this time. As we go on board with Kieran Gallagher looking back. As he's trying to go up the inside of John Critchlow. Yes, he is. You could tell he was offline on the way in there, so he lined that one up, Kieran Gallagher. And he made that look very good as they head towards the hairpin. Vincent all over the back of McGill as they come into our view. And we pick up with this number 2 and number 86 battle further down. Critchlow again having a look at the inside, and Kieran Gallagher could have defended that one a little bit better. Lost that on the way through as we go on board with the man who is in second place just now. He looks at the inside going into Duffus. It's a good manoeuvre, but no, Rally Dave fights that one out. Round the outside, hangs it out down the hill, very sideways. And in towards McIntyre's they come. Good attempt from David Hunter there. He picked up the toe quite late, and he went from the inside into Duffus' dip, but yeah, Rally Dave, definitely not that man's first rodeo. He knows exactly what he's doing here. And these guys all experts at the trade as they come through the chicane and up the back straight there. Through Clark Corner, still leading the way is number 60, David Newell. And he needs points because look at this, coming on the back of David Hunter now is car number 3, that's John Patterson. Where's Pat going to go? He's looking up the inside, late on the brakes, and it looks like it's going to work. He makes that one stick, another place ticked off. Hunter gets a good run through the hairpin. What will he do here? He'll just tap onto the back of John Patterson here and up the main straight. Coming towards you, you can barely see David Hunter. He is so close to the back of John Patterson as they go up and over the crest of the hill. Patterson has a little look at the inside now, and David Newell has to defend from him. So David Newell at the front, and yeah, he'll be spending probably the same amount of time looking in his mirror to see what's happening behind him as he does going forward. McGill and Vincent just a little bit off the back here, so it's 1, 2, 3, then a gap back to 4th and 5th, with a gap back to the next two off Morton and Paxton as they go through. David Newell now under huge pressure from John Patterson, and somebody kicking up the gravel on the exit of Clark Corner as they head towards Hairpin. Patterson pulls out, he's already passed, and is Hunter going to go up the inside as well? No, Newell tries to fight this one out on the outside, and he must watch because that could leave him lame as they come through the hairpin and up the main straight. He doesn't want to compromise his exit from that final turn, and all this battling is maybe giving McGill and Vincent just a glimmer, just a tiny glimmer, to try and get back up towards the front 3. We saw Paxton and Morton going up the main straight. Paxton was trying to get in the slipstream of Morton as they go through Duffus, Leslie's, McIntyre's once again. These legend races are very short, they're very fierce, and they're action-packed. And yes, we may only have 10 cars entered for this race meeting, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are all race winners. Maybe not this year. David Newell still to break that duck. Hard to believe that David Newell hasn't won a race this year, and he is leading the championship, or he's in the top 3 of the championship with Stephen McGill, who actually still leads at this point. But that win, well, it's only just round the next corner, we know that, because Rally Dave's very fast. Where's Critchlow going? Oh, John Critchlow, oh, off and into the tyre wall. Exit of Clark's John Critchlow. That was a strange one. Maybe a little bit of oversteer, corrected it, hooked the gravel, and then kept on turning left into the tyre wall. Let's hope John can get out of that one okay, or at least get the car fixed for race number 2. But that was a on-board from Kieran Gallagher which showed us that, and we come back towards the front now. And Patterson still under huge pressure from Rally Dave, and he's called Rally Dave because he does a bit of rallying as well. So does John Patterson actually, and so does David Hunter. Fast guys, fast rally drivers in these race cars, they know what they're doing. A good drive through the chicane for David Hunter there. Oh, a lock up for David Newell as he goes into Clark's, just locked up the front wheel, and that lets Hunter get past, and David Hunter will be chuckling all the way to the hairpin as they pass the stricken John Critchlow. David Newell will be gnarling his teeth together. There will be a bit of enamel coming out of that helmet because that was just the tiny mistake that we talked about earlier on. You make that mistake, somebody jumps on you, and before you know, whatever advantage you had is gone. And look, Stephen McGill in car 15, the championship leader, starting to home in now. Duncan, Vincent kind of in a little bit of no man's land. Off the back of Stephen McGill, but a big enough gap over the back of him from James Hall Morton in the number 32 car as we go on board with Hunter. and that is a face for a rally, Dave. It's not something you want to see too much of. He's going to try and get the cut back through McIntyre. You can see him setting that one up. He's trying, almost. He's going to have to back out of that one though. Yep, he couldn't get through there. But you can see exactly what he was trying to do. As through comes Patterson, chased by Hunter, chased by Newell, McGill, then Vincent just dribbled off the back of this one he has. Clark corner, Patterson over the sausage curb, Hunter perfect, Newell sideways, McGill invisible because of David Newell as they come through Clark corner and head towards the hairpin. Now we're getting towards the business end of this race, in towards the hairpin they come. Look at this, battling for the final podium spot here. Newell and McGill, through they come as they accelerate from the hairpin up the main straight. It's been a pretty good one for John Patterson. He takes another victory from David Hunter, from David Newell. Stephen McGill, 5th place for the number 7 car of Duncan Vincent. Coming home in 6th place, we have got James Hall Morton, Michael Paxton, Kieran Gallagher, Mark French, and John Critchlow. Unfortunately, doesn't get a finish in that one. And let's hope the car gets fixed for race number 3.
John, that was close towards the end. You were getting caught back up.
I know, I just backed off the last lap. I just defended and made sure I can't get past. So no, it's that's not really, wasn't really my true pace the last lap. That's strategic.
Strategic, I love it. Now, you did that little lunchtime foray in the Footworks F1 car,
Yeah.
give you a little bit of help for the race there.
No, it took me a wee bit of time to get back used to my car again. It feels like an armchair by comparison to how stiff the footwork is. These aren't soft, but it definitely feels soft by comparison.
What's the plan for race 3? Are you just tail gunning, or are you keeping to your actual pace?
No, I'll be going as fast as I can. I only slowed down the last half lap. That's the rest of the time I'm flat out, I promise you.
Are you going for the 600 today?
Aye.
Good lad, well done. First place for John Patterson. We'll go and talk with second place of Davy Hunter. Davy, come on lads. Second place, and yeah, that was awesome. Slicing, dicing all throughout the field.
Yeah, that's the front 3 there were proper legend racing, so that was good fun. I mean, dropped 1 place, started pole, but I'm 1 up for what I finished in the first race, so we're going the right direction.
Now, just between me, you and the camera, were you jumping about in that car on the final 2 laps trying to catch up to John?
I'll be honest, I was a wee bit. I made a mistake coming to the hairpin in that lap and I lost my run and it let them get away, but I knew with them fighting I should be able to catch it back up, which I did, and then Dave made a mistake at Clark and it worked in our favour, so I was quite happy.
Excellent, well done on
Thank
second
you.
place, buddy. We'll go and have a chat then with third place and David Newell. And I'm going to have to go and swap hands here, but David Newell, third place, and yeah, that was a case of what could have been, wasn't it?
Absolutely. No, I was out front for the first half of the race maybe. Davey Hunter was on my back bumper. To be honest, we're kind of working together to try and clear the pack a little bit. That was fine. But obviously we Pat caught us and then started dicing away. Thought I could have stuck with Pat there. Made a mistake. See, when the race is that close, you make one mistake and that's it. So made one mistake, missed a gear on the downshift. Davey got up the inside of me, and to be honest, that was it. I just had to go for the third for there.
Well, here's hoping we get better in the next race coming up this afternoon, guys. We'll get
So here we go, it's final time at Knockhill, and Critchlow and French are on the front row of the grid from Scottish Legends cars, with the Burnett second and third, or third and fourth I should say, for Paxton and Gallagher. Then we get back to Vincent and McGill. We've got Hunter and Newell, the fastest, most winningest driver of the day, John Patterson, at the very back. But then we've also got the guest of James Hall Morton. You would call him a guest. He's a very fast guest. Let's see how this one shapes up. We have got the 10-lap final at Knockhill. We're under the starters' orders. It's held, and away we go already down towards Duffus. Newell tries to jump through between McGill and Vincent. The 7 car of Vincent on the inside should hold that from Newell. He does. And we've got Critchlow, and we're on board with Kieran Gallagher just now. And everybody comes through the corner, and thankfully no contact whatsoever as we come in towards McIntyre's turn 3. Vincent trying to go round the outside of John Critchlow through McIntyre's and Butcher's possibly, yes. He's side by side with Newell. Newell has to take a bit of avoiding action there and bounces through the chicane. Thankfully, David Newell just took a little bit of left there. That would be a bit of a rough landing on that Kerbal for him in that Legend. As Gallagher, Critchlow, Vincent, McGill, Newell, Morton, Hunter and Patterson as they all come through, with Paxson just off the back of him. Vincent trying to go around the outside now on the brakes as they come in towards the hairpin of John Critchlow. Critchlow really late on the brakes. Where's Vincent going? He's surely not going to stop that in a hurry. McGill's up the inside. Will Vincent lose a place to McGill? No, he manages to come back on just in front of him, and he tries to get a good toe up the main straight from the back of Kieran Gallagher. And it's John Critchlow who's hit the front in this final as they come up and over the crest off the hill for the end of lap number 1 in towards Duffy's Dip. Vincent slides past Gallagher as everybody arrives at the apex together in one kind of frame for our cameraman there, and then in towards McIntyre's. Oh, bump from McGill. Oh, and that pushes Gallagher a bit wide. Gallagher into the gravel. A little bump and run from Stephen McGill there as we come down Butchers. Gallagher still trying to gather this one up. That's David Hunter. He's now looking up and he comes through again. Oh, and he's gone off again. Up the back straight, well deep into the gravel this time for Kieran Gallagher, but he does not lift off and he gets back on. And that's John Patterson, I believe we're on board with now, pulling out and passing Morton towards the hairpin. As everybody fans out, they go 3 abreast. Vincent defends from McGill, and Critchlow and Newell in there as well. So Duncan Vincent now leads for the first time this weekend at Knockhill, and that was French trying to go up the inside of Gallagher. Did he make that manoeuvre stick? No, he didn't. He managed to loop it at the apex and spun it, unfortunately for Mark French. Spins away in the background again and rejoins. The number 30 car, unfortunately, ruled out with this one, but Vincent leads as they come in towards McIntyre's from Newell, from McGill, Patterson lurking there, and also Critchlow and Morton still in there, and Hunter tries to go underneath through Butcher's area. That is always tight. You've got to have so much faith in the other driver you're trying to pass us. Off goes John Critchlow. Now, did something break there, or was that a moment for Critchlow? He just looked like he drove off the circuit as they come through Clark Corner, head towards the hairpin. Still the number 7 Burnett Motorsport car of Duncan Vincent leads the way at this one, but for how long? Not very, you would imagine. Into the hairpin comes Newell, and Patterson trying to go underneath Stephen McGill. It's a very late manoeuvre, but Patterson makes that one stick, and good move that. Good for the championship points for John Patterson. As further down, all sorts of happenings with Gallagher and Critchlow, as up the main straight David Newell pushes Vincent all the way up the hill. Vincent will be delighted with that one, helps him get up that hill a bit quicker as they go over the crest of Duffy's Dip now. It's a Burnett Motorsport from the David Newell concern behind him. Kinloch Motor Engineers. David Newell runs his own car and runs a very fast car at that. Patterson, another Burnett car, then Central Scotland Car Sales of Stephen McGill in 4th, ahead of the Cresta car of David Hunter, the number 6 car. There's Michael Paxton 5 going through, and this time we've also got James Hall Morton right on the back of David Hunter, and this young kid is fast. He has set a 58.8 second lap so far, and that is one of the fastest of the race. As they all come into the hairpin, one either side of Vincent, and they go into the break very late, and they both miss their apex coming through. Vincent says thank you very much, and Stephen McGill also says that, but he's now side by side with Vincent up the main straight. Vincent needs help from Patterson to survive this one as they come up and over the crest of the hill. John Patterson just tags on the back of Vincent. Vincent says thank you very much with a little cheeky wave there. Patterson says I don't care about your wave, I'm going up the inside through the apex. He goes and he leads as they go over the crest of Duffy's Dip. Brilliant stuff from John Patterson. He made that one look so good. Helped his teammate out a little bit, but then his teammate got done by him going through the apex of Duffy's Dip. Brilliant racing for the Legends cars here. Now a Burnett 1-2 at the front, and can Duncan Vincent hold on to this one, because he's under huge pressure once again from that man, number 15, Stephen McGill, who is extremely quick this year, leading the championship as they come in towards this final today. Can McGill get another good finish to make himself leave here as championship leader, heading towards the hairpin? Patterson's already starting to pull away as they come through the apex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars all together. And let's have a look at the timing screen, have a look at fastest laps. Fastest lap for John Patterson so far, 59.0. Vincent's done a 59.3, a 59.1 for Hunter, and a 58.8 still for Morton Hall. He is still so fast for Hall Morton, and he's still the only man sub 59 just now at this point in the race. Having said that, Stephen McGill, no, he did a 59.1 on that last lap. So things really starting to heat up towards the end of this one as they go through the chicane. John Patterson now starting to put a bit of distance between himself, Vincent, McGill, Newell and Hunter. Morton just falling off the back. Look at the dust as it settles through the chicane there. That was quite nice on the screen. Wafting away in this late afternoon breeze, which we have here at Knockhill Racing Circuit for the Scottish Legends Cars Championship. Michael Paxton goes through just ahead of Kieran Gallagher and in towards the hairpin. Now Vincent's managed to just break free from this three. These three tearing lumps out of each other, but if they get in line and hook up, they will catch up in a heartbeat with Vincent. Vincent trying everything just to grab onto the back of that number 3 car. He's got his claws out, but he cannot do it. And if these three behind them start working together, they will just gobble that gap up, because these cars are very susceptible to the draft, as that was David Hunter. Wow, fires past Stephen McGill there and tried to get David Newell as well. Not to be, these cars now starting to really slide about. The tyres are well past their best as we go down through the lowest part of Knockhill over the chicane. Good line for everybody through there, all dancing over the top of those curbs. And then up the back straight they come towards Clark Corner. Patterson, Vincent still homing in here. Newell's breaking away from Hunter, and Hunter's got massive pressure from, right behind them, Stephen McGill. Central Scotland Car Sales car number 15 legend. And once again we come to the hairpin. Looking down now, fastest lap off the race goes to James Hall Morton. He's still at 58.8, which he has done. Only one other man in the 58, so that's David Newell just now. And a new fastest lap pops up, 58.772 for young Morton. So that man is definitely getting to grips with Knockhill. Fastest lap of the race in the final going to that man now. Last car in that chain of 6 as they go in towards McIntyre's. You see them, they're all starting to use their head now. They're thinking about this. You can see Patterson breaking away at the front, and Vincent was just with them, but they've started to just think about things, get in line and start to chase Vincent down. If they can get Vincent, then they could possibly get Patterson as well. Tan's tanning car goes through Clark Corner, car number 3. Man who is on for a perfect 600 pointer today. 3 wins from 3 if this one happens for him. In towards the hairpin he comes. It's behind him, it's what we need to see what's going on. Oh, up the inside goes David Newell. Newell dive bombs Vincent at the hairpin. He's had enough of following, and this is where it starts to get interesting now. What will Vincent do? Has he got enough under the little hood of that legend to stay with Newell? Yes, he has on the main straight this time. As they come in towards Duffus Dip, he just breaks out from the slipstream there. Through the top of Duffus goes Rally Dave, chased by Duncan, Vincent, David Hunter, James Hall Morton and Stephen McGill behind Morton just now. As they all come through McIntyre's corner, they've all bunched right back up now. John Patterson, he's still not out of danger zone yet, John Patterson. One little mistake from Patterson and they will be back with him, as a huge amount of care from David Newell in car 60 that time coming through the chicane. Some pretty sore big landings for these drivers as they head through. Clark and Hunter all over the back of that number 7 Burnett Motorsport car of Duncan Vincent. So Hunter eats up the ground as they come in towards the hairpin. Again, we pick up with wee Pat, but it's behind him that we need to see what's happening. And there they all come in, and they're all understeering and oversteering through the apex of the corner. Vincent gets a good exit. He's got help from Hunter. Where's he going to go? Is he going to push Rally Dave, or will he pop out from the slipstream? He pops out as they go over the crest of the hill on towards the last lap here, getting pushed past by David Hunter, and they both go past David Newell, showing you excellent slipstreaming from the legends here. Vincent gets back into second place, Hunter into third, Newell goes from second to fourth, and he's still got Morton and McGill behind them, as this last lap is going to be pretty frantic as they come through the chicane. For the last time of asking, Patterson just out of harm's way now as we come up towards Clark's, and everybody keeping it pretty much on the track and perfect as they come through. A bit of a bump over the curve for Patterson. Vincent will be looking in his mirror all the way towards the hairpin, and the time we get to the hairpin, who knows what will happen. As Patterson comes through, we wait for everybody else to come in, and in they come. Vincent still second place. There's a bit of a happening. David Newell runs out of road on the exit of the corner, and it's going to be John Patterson who wins. Car number 3 takes another victory from Duncan Vincent, his teammate, in second place. David Hunter in third. James Hall Morton, fastest lap of the race, in fourth place. McGill gets fifth, just ahead of David Newell, Paxton, Critchlow, Kieran Gallagher and Mark French rounding out the top 10. What a fabulous final for the Scottish Legends cars.
All 3 drivers with me, starting off with John Patterson. Right, I'm wanting to see. Yes, there we go. 600 points, 3 wins. That's a sensational weekend.
Still no leading the championship, I don't think. But no, that was it. I came here for 600, I got 600. Drove my F1 car. Best weekend I've had in ages. Thanks to Duncan for helping me out with the points, because he's took some points after the other guys. So I'm buzzing. If I was a drinker, I would be crying on my bottle of champers tonight, but I don't think so. Quite night in.
Makes it even better when he's not on the top step of the podium.
Well, he needs to get his lap record back anyways for the right way, and he's still half me reverse direction, but we'll fix that next time out.
Excellent, well done.
Thank
Pat, congratulations on the win. We'll run up and go and speak to Davey. A rather exhausted looking Davey, but a mega weekend, and it's been difficult. I mean, 4 engines, you must be pretty happy to get a second.
I'm delighted. It's been a very difficult weekend. It shows you, it highlights the lack of power that we had at the start, and 4 engines later, we've got one there that's it's taken us to a podium. I think we had the pace for the podium all weekend, but just didn't have the, what the previous being. I don't think a down on power engine kind of is okay when you're going reverse direction, because you're not, you're coming up the hill wound up. The hairpin's a flat exit. All these hills you have to climb here, so we struggled, but man, that was a race. Davey Hunter pushed me left, right and centre. Davey Newell pushed me. I think McGill, Stephen was in there. That was hard, clean, good legend racing, and yeah, part of the plan. It worked well.
Switching to commentary mode for just a second. JP getting the 600 points. That's a stunning weekend.
Well, I said to the Robert, it was earlier on, if wee Pat gets a 600 point, it's one of the highlights of the weekend. You got wee Pat, you got Lord and Murray doing really well in the Fiesta and the Challenge car, and Bruce Mitchell in the Classic. But thanks, Dave. It's been a good weekend.
Excellent. Well done. Second place for our very own Duncan Vincent. Davey Hunter on the podium yet again, 3rd place, and yeah, it was a fantastic fight. It's all about the points now, isn't it?
For me, no really now. I had the DNF angle say, so that's hurt my championship a fair bit. So I don't know if just with the less pressure this weekend, I'm driving a bit better. So to come out on our 3rd, perfect. The car's going well, so I'm quite happy.
Excellent, well done. 3rd place, guys. So that is us then for the Scottish Legends Championship for this round, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.